Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to do a makeup update. I've got a lot of lip products in front of me and some other things that I wanted to get back to you on and tell you my thoughts on. So thanks for watching today. I'm just gonna let you know I do link as many things as possible in the description box down below. And if any of these kind of entice you or intrigue you and you use those links, it does help to support my channel. So thank you for being willing to do that and purchase through those affiliate links. But let me just start. Okay, I purchased a couple of things from Make Beauty. Make has a wonderful collection of products, a lot of which I really enjoy. A new favorite of mine is this. This is their Dewy Cheek Balm, and it's the shade Swelter. This is so lovely. I have been kind of addicted to this. This showed up in my August favorites. I'm wearing a little bit of it today with another blush, but it's so pretty. It can look really intense on the skin, but I like this on a day when, it can look like this, or you can sheer it out to this. I like it on a day when I'm wearing a little bit less makeup overall and I need just a little bit of a glowy blush, because as you can see, there is some glow to this. So I don't always feel like I need a highlight on top of this. And there are days that I'm like, okay, am I wearing bronzer or am I wearing blush? And when I wear this, I really like the way that it looks. Now here's the product from Make that I wanted to like, that I've been struggling with. I wanted to use this as a one and done eyeshadow. This is their new eyeshadow Stilo. And the shade that I have here is called Shore. All right, so it is one of those products that just twists up. It is refillable. I like the refillable aspect of this. And I wanted kind of like a neutral, kind of cool leaning shade. And that's what this is. This is, and you can see by the product here, it's remarkably creamy. But the problem I have is that this, without putting a powder over the top, this creases on me. It's so easy and it's so pretty on my fair skin, but I don't have oily eyelids. And if I don't set this with some sort of a powder, either makeup setting powder or a powder eyeshadow, it ends up in the crease and it just kind of collects. So this was supposed to be kind of like a put it on, blend it out, and it sets down and doesn't budge. I don't know. Is it just this shade that doesn't do that? This has not been something that I'd be like, I need more, or I recommend. If you like cream eyeshadows and things settling into your crease don't bother you, you might like this because it's super easy to blend with your finger or a brush. But this was not what I was expecting. And if I'm going to be wearing a cream or a liquid eyeshadow, I'm going to be able to put it on, blend it to exactly where I want, and then know that throughout the entire day it's going to stay put. And that has not, sadly, been my experience with this. This summer I picked up some Ritual to Feed products. I was really curious about their new 3-drop weightless serum foundation. I'm wearing it today. I am wearing the shade Potion 105. I think this is their second lightest shade. I like the packaging. It has a button on the bottom that says press me, and you can just press and get 1 drop. So 3 drops of this gives you really beautiful coverage. I wish that I'd taken the time to get the sample, because do you see how light it is? This is too fair for me. It might work in like December or January, but the rest of the year, I look like Queen Elizabeth I or Casper the Ghost. I look like I'm wearing a mask of white. So I have been making this work when I mix it with a darker foundation. When I wear it on its own, and I have worn it a couple times on its own, here's what I've noticed, is that it does sometimes settle into the pores that I have on my nose and right across in through here where I have slightly larger pores. I do find that it looks really pretty as it wears throughout the day, but it can catch right here in the corners of my nose, a little bit in the expression lines in my forehead, and sometimes in my nasal labial folds, or right in the corners, like right where my lips come together. I can sometimes get product catching here. Now, is it easy to fix? Super easy. I see myself in the mirror, I do this, a little bit of this, and I'm good to go. But this doesn't hang tight the way I would want. Now, if you have dry skin, you might really like this. I wish there was a better way, like you could go into an Ulta or Sephora. It is a really pretty finish, but I find that it doesn't hang tight like 16-hour day. If you're like all day wear, maybe not. You're gonna get it kind of settling in places. But if you're wearing it for a short amount of time, it actually looks radiant and pretty. And I find that at a certain point, you know, if I have it settling into places and I kind of blend it out and then I keep wearing it after that, it actually looks really good and very skin-like. I got a shade that was too light for me, so if you don't want to deal with the wrong shade, on the Ritual Defeat website, they do have a sample program where you can get 3 shades of this foundation for $15, and then they give you, I think, a $10 credit towards the purchase of a full 1 ounce size. So if you don't want to have to accidentally get the wrong one, that might be a great way to go about it. Is this my favorite new foundation? No. Am I kicking it out of my collection? No, but it hasn't really been the one I've been reaching for time and time again. Now, what I have been reaching for again and again and again is their cream highlight. This is their Rare Light Cream Luminizer in the shade Phosphines. I'm wearing this today. This is such a pretty shade. It is so pretty. So it's right here. I like that it is a cream formula. I like that it is glowy, but it is not too texture enhancing. I do have it here underneath the blush from Make and another one from Ritual Defeat, but it gives a really pretty glow without being too much. The older I get, the more I find that those highlights that have really large sparkly particles or that have kind of a texture that brings out my own skin's natural texture, because some cream products sit beautifully on the skin and other ones just enhance like the fine lines and the creping that I have going on as I'm getting older. This actually sits really well on my skin. I've mentioned it before, I will say it again here. These products from Ritual Defeat do have essential oils in them. There is lavender, there is, I think, frankincense. They smell great, but I don't have sensitive skin. I don't have rosacea. These sorts of things work on my skin, but if you have sensitive skin, you probably are not going to want to deal with added essential oils to your makeup. But I really have been liking this. The other thing I've been liking a lot and I'm wearing today is this cream blush. I really like this shade in Desired. This is their Inner Glow Cream Pigment. Okay, I know it looks kind of like really deep and a little bit vampy, but it's so pretty. And it blends really, really nicely. So it's a nice mauve, but if you really build it up, it has that really cool, almost grayish quality to it. So you can pile this on a little bit more if you have a richer skin tone than I do. But if you're worried about things being too intense for fair skin, like it blends beautifully. It is really, really stunning. I like this. I always like my skin to look a little bit dewy, not too powdery. So this works well. I can either tap it on with a finger, a damp sponge, or a synthetic brush. But I really do like these products, these cream products like this. When I was placing this Ritual Defeat order, I also picked up one of their single shadows. I love the images of the single shadows on their website. I think they are stunning. These are the eye soots. They come in this little kind of glass pot. This is a new pot. The old ones were a little bit taller and the opening was narrower. I like this because I feel like I can stick my finger in here or I can stick a brush in here. These are currently priced at $39 for one eyeshadow. Now, I really like this shade here in Half Light. I think it's pretty, but the problem I've been having with this, I was hoping this would be like a really pretty one and done eyeshadow. Do you see how it's got a satin quality to it? It buffs out really lovely. I mean, it's so pretty. Here's the problem I had with this. Again, it settles into the crease and it doesn't stay where I put it. I don't have oily eyelids. I've tried this with and without eyeshadow primer, like a MAC paint pot. I've tried it with the Milani eyeshadow primer. I've tried it on days where I take a cotton round in my cellar water and I wipe my eyelid to make sure there's no oil, there's no skincare, there's no sunscreen, there's no nothing on my lid, and my lid is perfectly clean and bare. Halfway through the day, 4 or 5 hours in, this starts to settle in the crease, and then now if you like that kind of rock and roll, kind of settled in the crease look, I feel like I'm a little too old and I look like I'm trying too hard if I ended up with makeup like that, or I wasn't aware of what my eyeshadow is doing. I love the colors of this, but for a $40 eyeshadow, I feel like at that price point, you need to deliver in longevity. Now, the color is pretty, the formulation is pretty. I like the idea of it, but I can't get it to work the way I want to wear it. I was really excited when I saw there was a launch this summer from Dominique Cosmetics for eyebrows. I love a really interesting and different eyebrow product. I'm wearing both of these today. This is the brow frame and it's a pencil, and this is the brow blowout and it's a clear brow gel. This is one of those products that I loved when I first got it. It's a pencil that you can use laying flat like this to fill in a wide portion of your eyebrow, or turn it up and use it on its side to create hair-like strokes. What really was the clincher for me for this is that there is on the opposite end a spoolie, but the best part for me was this little grooved area here that is basically a sharpener for the pencil, where you're able to lay this pencil down and sharpen it like this so that the tip of it gets super sharp and you can get those hair-like strokes. When I got this, I don't know if it was June or July, used it for like a month and a half, love, 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 love. I must have sharpened it a dozen times or more, and I always got really good results. First concern was there didn't seem to be a lot of pencil in the packaging. But then about 2 weeks ago, when I was going to sharpen it again because it was getting dull, it broke. That's all that's left. So if I were to sharpen this, I would not be able to get much use out of this because there is no more clicking it up. That's all she wrote. So I feel like there's not a lot of product in here for a, what is it, $25, $26 pencil. And the fact that they designed it to be sharpenable, include a sharpener in the packaging, and then when you go to sharpen it, break off almost a third of the the eyebrow pencil, that to me is a fail. So although the color was good, the formulation was good, it was great to sharpen. I didn't like how tiny this was. If you were using it as a spoolie, it felt like an American Girl doll toy. But I liked the idea of the sharpener, the shape of the pencil, the color of the pencil, the texture of the product itself. But the minute it snapped in half, I was like, no, you betrayed me. Their brow blowout is interesting. I do struggle. See, when I pull it out, do you see how much product is on there? If I were to go into my eyebrows with this much product, oh, it would be a sin. I would be committing the worst eyebrow sin ever. So what I usually end up doing is rolling the bulk of it off on the back of my hand. You can see that. And then I go, it's supposed to be clear. Now this is because I've been using it in tandem with the brow frame. And as I'm doing this, product color gets on the spoolie, it goes back in the tube. So I'm sure all what had been clear in here is no longer clear. It's probably this kind of taupey shade. But this gives really good hold. I like that as it holds, as you put it on, it feels kind of like wet and like, ooh, stiff. But once it dries, it feels like nothing. It feels like your brows are there and they're held up all day. I love the hold of this. It doesn't feel crunchy. It doesn't feel like hairspray. It doesn't feel like I have something like glued to my forehead. I like the way this works, but I don't know that I like it enough to buy this. If I were going to buy both of these together, I'd be like, that's my new brow duo fave. But no, thank you. So is the brow blowout okay? Yeah. Do I have to have another? Not really. So I did some beauty pie shopping this summer. I loved so many of their offerings for summer, and my favorite one was this. This is their deluxe eyeshadow quad. This is the shade Smoky Rose. I don't know whether this was a summer exclusive or whether this is something you can still purchase. I will put it in the description box below if you can. But this really reminds me of a Charlotte Tilbury quad. I really liked the shadows, especially liked the mattes, and these metallics were nice. This one here was a little bit flaky, but it builds such a beautiful, easy eyeshadow look. I reached for this a lot this summer and into the early fall. I've kind of been longing for like one and done eyeshadows, hence the one from Make and the one from Ritual Defeat. So kind of like end of July, early August, I kind of quit reaching for this and was going more for shadow singles, but I'll probably get back into the mood where I want a curated small color story. And this one is super easy. I love the formula of these 4-pan palettes. I think they're really nice. And I feel like they're good for mature lids. Even though it's really shiny, it doesn't make my eyelid look crepey or like I have alligator skin. I feel like this formula is great. And this is in the $20 range compared to was it 52, 53 for a Charlotte Tilbury quad, but I think it's a really beautiful product. Here's one that once I got it, I couldn't stop using it for a long time. And this is the Beauty Pie Pro Glow Perfect Highlighting Stick. This was kind of like a collab with Patty DeBroff. It is a champagne colored highlight stick. Look how beautiful it is. This is another one that looks really pretty on my nearly 50-year-old skin. It blends beautifully. It doesn't increase the texture. When you swipe it on straight from the stick, it has kind of like a cooling effect. It doesn't feel like it's wet. It just feels cool. And then as you blend it out, it's beautiful. It lasts all day. It's super pretty. It doesn't emphasize my texture. Really easy, and this is one of those, even though it is a cream product, I can still like swipe it on over the top of a set face with powder, you know, blend it in, and it doesn't eat through and pick up blush, foundation, powder. It actually works really well. If you're worried about it, you can always pick it up on your finger like this and then apply it where you want it. But I find that I can even just swipe it on straight from the stick over a set face. That's kind of rare when it comes to cream products, because not all cream products work well that way. All right, here's a product that I absolutely loved. Loved when I first got it earlier this summer. And when I opened it up today, I used it solidly for 2 months and then I kind of put it away and was reaching for other eyeliners. And I came back to it today. I was like, I'm gonna tell people about it. It was all dried out. It's drugstore, it's affordable. This is from Essence. Let me read it to you. This is the Superfine Brush Liner. All right, so it is a brush tip liquid eyeliner. And the only reason it's making a line now, and it's kind of, you see how it's kind of running out of ink? I think we're literally out of ink. The only reason it's drawing anything is because I was trying to get my eyeliner on today. I was dipping it in a little bit of setting spray because there was product in the brush, and I was like, let me just, you know, liquefy it a little bit, apply it. Okay, for the, what, $5 that this is a really nice eyeliner, but I feel like other ones that I have that are higher end, one from M Cosmetics, one from Danessa Myricks, the one from Rare Beauty, even though the Rare one I think is a felt tip, it's not a brush tip, all of the other ones that are, they just have more product in them and they last a little bit longer. This has been in my collection for like less than 4 months and she's already dried out. Do you remember the KVD liquid liners that were brush tip? And they had a special kind of component in the cap that as you pressed it down, you could feel like there was a good seal on it. This doesn't have that. So maybe it's the fact that it's not sealing and everything that's in here product-wise is evaporating, because the brush was full of dried product and it took me dipping it in setting spray to kind of liquefy it, kind of mix it all together and then draw on my eyeliner. What I did like about this is even if I have to buy one every, let's say, 3 to 4 months, when it goes on, it's black. Not right now because she's running out of ink. But when I first got it from the store, it was black. It wore really well. I didn't find that I was dealing with any flaking, with any melting or smudging. It wore really, really, really well, and it was affordable. And my favorite part about it was the brush tip. I love a brush tip like this, and it's not too fat, it's not too chunky, so I can do a really dainty or really exaggerated wing with this. But I feel like it ran out of juice quickly. And I don't know whether it's because it's bargain and affordable at the drugstore, or whether it's the packaging that is keeping it from being a little bit more enduring and long-term. But she's not bad, just don't expect it to last forever. I did pick up a Pat McGrath Mothership palette during the sale this summer. I got the Utopian Dream. I'm wearing this today. I find that I spend a lot of time in these 6 shades right here. These shades here on the end are really beautiful, but I get a lot of sparkle fallout from them. The one shade that I do use and I wear regularly is this one here. It's one of the ones on the end. It's actually this one right here. Because it's not one of those sparkle shades. It's just a duochrome. It's kind of like a burgundy, kind of goldish green flip to it. I have a little bit of it on the eye, but I like to wear this when I don't wear it too heavy. Or when I commit and I really go into these sparkle shades here at the end. But for daily use, I've been reaching for the mattes. I've been reaching for the more metallic shades or things like this. Super pretty, super easy. but I feel like I need to sit down and have time to really commit to those baked shades at the end, those Astral Blitz shades that really make this formula so different from so many other brands. And I don't always take the time or have the inclination to do that. So even though I only paid $77 for it as opposed to $128 for it, I still don't know that I'm rushing out to buy another one. I feel like I have 2 of these now. This one I probably am going to use more than the other one, but I haven't seen anything that's been calling me. And I only picked this one up because, first of all, she was on sale for $77 this summer. And on top of that, this Utopian Dream is the one, since it launched 2 years ago, I just couldn't get out of my mind. It was living rent-free in my mind. It's like, I want it, I want it, I want it. So I finally got it. I wish I used it more, but I tend to like easier stuff on the eyes, especially right now. All right, just down to lip products, and oh, there are a few. Today I am wearing the Velveteen liquid lipstick from Lisa Eldridge. I picked up 2 of these. I will link for you here as well as the description bar down below, my try on for these. I really like these. I think these are stunning. Here's what I'll tell you. I am not a fan of the old formulas of liquid lipsticks where they would dry down and they would kind of like, you couldn't move them off your lips, but they would really dry your lips out. That was never for me. And especially now that I'm older, my lips are a little finickier. They're definitely drier. I need something that's not going to feel like it's drying and then like my skin is peeling and chunks of the color is coming off. Because that used to happen with the ones from Dose of Colors. That used to happen from the ColourPop ones or the KVD. Those older formulas are not for me. I want something that's a little bit more hydrating, and these are a very elegant formula. So I think that out of the 2 of these, even though I do like the shade Muse, which is the one I'm wearing today, the one that I've been wearing a lot is the red in Ribbon. She's so pretty. It is just a lovely bright red shade. I have the accompanying lip pencil in Ribbon and the accompanying, of course, velvet lipstick in Ribbon. And sometimes I pair them all together. I'll line the lips, throw a layer of this on, and a layer of the Bullet lipstick over the top. Bulletproof red lips all day long. I also like to, when I'm using these, and I did it today with the one from Muse, is instead of just applying it with the flat side like this, I will turn it on its side and use the edge of this to kind of line my lips. So I get a really defined kind of line to the lips, and then I fill the product in. I do find that some of these deeper shades may require 2 layers, but they touch up really well. Here's where I'll tell you, these, if I eat something, I will lose a little bit of color in the middle, but it's easy to just, you know, take it and apply just a little bit right where I need it. I find that they're comfortable, my lips don't dry out, but they're not like uber nourishing. I feel like whatever state my lips are in, like if they're nourished and comfortable and then I put these on, by the time I take them off, my lips are still nourished and comfortable. My lips were a little scratchy and patchy and flaky. When these come off at the end of the day, my lips are still scratchy and patchy and flaky. So these aren't improving the condition of my lips, but they're also not like sucking the life out of them. So if I'm reaching for a liquid lipstick, it's definitely gonna be one of these. But I feel like with kind of like a pink leaning nude and my bright red favorite shade, I don't know that I need any of the other 6 colors. Lisa came out with a limited edition red shade this summer. It was called Velvet Bloom. Obsessed, obsessed. So it's not quite as bold. It looks like it's a little bit more pink leaning than Velvet Ribbon, but this is Velvet Bloom. I love the True Velvet lipstick formula. I feel like it's not just elegant, it's comfortable. This actually keeps my lips hydrated and nourished throughout the day. And I don't know how she manages to do it in a bullet form, but I love this. I also, while I was picking up Velvet Bloom, picked up one of the Insanely Saturated lipsticks in Sunday Matinee. This was one that I didn't have. I haven't been reaching for it as much as I thought I would, and maybe now that fall is here and I'm looking for a little bit more of a kind of a warm leaning nude lip, I might be reaching for this. It's a really pretty formula. It's really comfortable, but I've got like, I don't know, 36, 37 Lisa Eldridge bullet lipsticks, plus these guys, plus liners, plus lip glosses, plus all my other faves from other brands. I am spoiled for choice. So sometimes, like, even though it was new this summer, if it's not like grabbing me by the lapels, I haven't really been reaching for it. I feel like it might be time to drop it in my purse for a week or two so that every time I'm looking for a lip product, I pull this just to kind of remind myself how good this Insanely Saturated formula is and how much I like this shade in Sunday Matinee. This summer, I found a crazy, ridiculous deal for a bundle of 9 lip products from Tarte. It was on QVC, and they had this special where you got 3 of their Maracuja plumping lips, you got 3 of their juicy lips, and 3 of their, what are these called? These are their lip creams. These are more of a lipstick formula. This is the first product they came out with in this Maracuja juicy lip line. And these are kind of like a gloss in stick form. They're really pretty, really nice. And the reason I don't have all 9 of them anymore is because my daughter was like, I want some. So I gave her one of the juicy lips. I gave her one of the juicy plums, which she really likes, and one of these lip creams. I feel like out of all of these formulas, I like that they gave you samplings of 3 different formulas from their brand. My favorite is the juicy plum. And that is because I'm one of those people where, you know, a little bit of plumping, it's still glossy, it's still glowy, it's got color to it, but it's not too much. But it also kind of plumps my lips or makes them look a little bit plumper. I do like that. And then these juicy lip creams, I feel like they're definitely more like a lipstick formula, and they're okay, but I don't have to have more of these. I feel like it was nice to try these, and for like what, $39, like that included shipping and everything, I got 9 total. I have no reason to complain. Were they a good purchase? Yeah. Have I been using them? Yes. Are they my favorite lip products? No. I feel like I might be willing to repurchase if I had just the right shade of the Juicy Plump, like one shade that I repurchase, because I do like the formula. This shade here is the beige peach, and it's okay, it's not my favorite. I do like the shade Mixed Berry a little bit better. So I feel like, yeah, I like this one. It's a little bit, it's still nude, but it's a little bit more pinky to it. But I still don't know whether this is my favorite. And I think there's a good chance that some of these were QVC exclusive shades, because I can't always find all of these shades on Sephora, on Ulta, on the Tarte website. But am I mad that I got this set? No. But have I been obsessed with them and can't stop reaching for them? Also, no. The last 2 products I have for you are lip products, and I purchased these through Ulta. One of them is this Kiko Milano Jelly Stilo, and this is in the shade 509. When I first got it, I was so like, I don't know. But the more I've used it, I really like it. Okay, so when you roll it down, you can see I have used, for as many lip products as I have, the fact that I kept reaching for this over and over and over, all of late June, all of July, and a portion portion of August. This has been nice because it is a glossy, but it is a lipstick, and I like that. So it is a little bit on the sheerer side. It is comfortable, it is nourishing, and this kind of not quite red, not quite brown shade is really pretty in 509. I like this. I kind of feel like Ulta is phasing out Kiko as a brand on their website. You can still get this plus a ton of other shades on the Kiko Milano website, but I feel like Ulta might be, I don't know, let me know if you know this, but it feels like they're cutting ties, because when I ordered this, there was this and 3 other shades, and then when I went back to look, there was like maybe 1 or 2 shades left, and they're not restocking a lot of Kiko products, so I don't know. This last lip product is probably the one that I've been obsessing about the most. Other than the Lisa Eldridge lip products, I love those, but this is the one that it's been like perpetually in my purse, in my pocket. Sometimes I'll stick it in my bra if I don't have a pocket in what I'm wearing. Like, I want this with me at all times, and this is the Comforting Lip Oil from Clarins. All right, this is the shade Chocolate. I am obsessed with this. When I purchased this, I think in July, she was $26. I think it's $28 or $29. Prices are going up. I can't keep track. I am forever surprised, but it looks like this. Some of these ones from Clarins have glitter in them. This one doesn't. It's just a shiny oil. And as you can see, it's a little bit brown leaning, but based also on the color of the doe foot, it also has a little bit of red in there. I'm gonna throw a little bit of this on over the top of the lip product that I had on from Lisa Eldridge, because it imparts a beautiful moisture and comfort to the lips. But I think the reason that I would be willing to pay the nearly $30 price for another one of these when I go through, because I'm halfway through the bottle, like she's half gone. The reason I would be willing to do that is, first of all, the formula is fantastic. It's beautiful, just enough color, not too much. It's also one of those that nourishes my lips, and my lips improve. The state of my lips improves the longer I wear this. It's also a really pretty, it's not a brown, it's not a red, it's somewhere in the middle, plus my natural lip color. It makes for a beautiful shade. But it also comes down to the packaging, because there are a lot of drugstore lip oils that have kind of this chunky style doe foot, but they're all hard and they're rigid, and the velvet on them feels a little bit rough and scratchy. Not like it's scraping, but it doesn't feel soft. The velvet on here, it feels kind of like you're touching a cat's paw. It's so soft, it's so velvety, it's so amazing. And the other thing that I love, the whole doe foot, it doesn't just flex here, the whole thing flexes and bends to hug your lips. So this is one of those that it is a treat to apply for the applicator on its own. The other thing that I like is that this seals so well, because the oil does move in the packaging. If this ends up laying over in my pocket or in my purse, I never have product. Like, imagine a lip oil leaking out all over the inside of your purse or in your pants pocket, and you get an oil stain on your pants. Like, that just seems like a recipe for disaster. I have been super impressed with this product. And this is one of those that when I finally get through to the bottom of this, this is one that, because the experience is so nice, it wears so well, and the packaging is so elegant, I would definitely go and get another one of these in chocolate. And I really have been craving lighter weight, glossy, hydrated, easy lips. This has been everything I wanted this summer. 25 products. That's a lot to talk about. Thank you so much for watching today. As I'm looking through here, I feel like makeup is so subjective. What type of skin you have, if you have combo skin, dry skin, normal skin, oily skin, or your makeup aesthetics, if you like something different than I like, I think that it's important to talk about that and to go, are my makeup aesthetics or my makeup needs lining up with the person who's reviewing these products? And then beyond that, do I really need the new thing? I have a beauty budget where I can purchase these things and try them on so you don't have to, but please do not feel like you need to make a purchase. If you're in the line looking for a new foundation and something catches your eye and you hear me talk about it, please feel free, but don't feel compelled. I don't want you to overspend, but I really feel like I found some really good products, things that I'm grateful to have picked up. And then there are definitely some other ones where I'm just like, man, I really wanted to love you, but you were $40 and did not deliver, or you wouldn't stay where I put you. I feel like I had a couple of kind of bum ones this time around. Let me know what sort of products you've been trying, how they've been working for you, which ones are your favorite. Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you have any suggestions for products that I tried here that I liked or I didn't like, and you're like, hey, why don't you try this? Also, help a friend out and let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.